is a brand new rolly I've getting in the day. It's for a complete paint job. It was built by Thomas Bell at Crook, and a lad out of Scotland bought it, and I went up there into Scotland and it stood there for a while till I got time for to paint it for him. As I say, it's all brand new. I say all hardwood. There's only one soft wood about it, and that's the deck. The rest's all hardwood. It's perfectly built in every way. As good a rolly as I've seen. As good a rolly as I've had in here to paint. It's a double spindle backboard. Lovely set of side rails on it. It's got Scotch axles on. Iron tired wheels. All brass inlaid. All the metalwork on it's brass. So it's going to be a real nice spark on the paint. I've got the pan box off at the minute. I've got it in primer. As I've got the shafts in primer in the shade. It's going to be a big job, and a long job, but it's certainly going to be worth it when it's finished. Plenty of gold leaf on it and that. Its two main colours is maroon and the yellow underworks. I'm just taking the side rails off now to take them in the shade to get them coated up. Get some primer onto them tonight, I think, before I pack it. Well, this is as far as I've gotten with the rolly. I've gotten the pan box primed, undercoated twice and glossed. I've got the door off at the minute, as you can see, and the rest of it's the yellow part of it now is ready to gold leaf. So hopefully I'll start laying a bit of gold leaf on it Monday. The shafts, they are glossed up now. They've had their primers and undercoats and glossed, and I'm going to do the patches that you can see there. I'm going to do them with a maroon coach paint to match the maroon on the body and that. I'm also going to do the foot plate with maroon, pick that up with maroon, so you'll see a lot of gold leaf, see it better when it gets the footboard glossed. Side rails is all glossed up now. They're ready to put the gold leaf on. The backboard's in undercoat. It's primed, undercoated twice, so it's ready to gloss. So that's as far as I'm getting up to now. But it's gone smashing. It's a lovely thing to paint. It's come out like glass. The gold leaf onto the side rails today, so they're ready to varnish tomorrow. I'm getting them both done. I'm also getting the gold leaf onto the pan box. The middle panel's glossed with the maroon ready to scroll and letter. And I'm getting the brass fittings built up back onto it. So it's well on the way. The gold leaf's to brush off tomorrow and put a coat of varnish on, and after that there's just lining and scrolling left. The backboard's got all gold leaf done now, all the scallops is done on it. And the dowels, it's had its final coat of maroon gloss, so that's all just line, scroll, put the names and that on, and then it'll be well on the way. The shafts is the same, they're all gold leafed up now, and I'm getting one of the shafts lined ready to rope, which I'll be turning into rope tomorrow. Once I get the gold leaf varnished and that, I'll turn that into rope tomorrow, and then the shaft as well. Most of the belly box finished. That side's finished. I'm just putting the gypsy lady on the day. It's something new that I've never done before, so I'm very, very pleased with that. As you can see, I'm getting the front of the pan box finished completely. I've got the lad and his wife's initials on it. And the 3 blue flowers, my trademark. So that's just the varnish now, and then that's the front of it finished. That's the back of the belly box. It's finished now, it's just ready to varnish. I've got one gypsy lady to put on one side panel, and that's it completely done, and I'll put it away in the storage in my van. I've getting backboard lined, double lined and treble lined. Got the green on, the red on and the gold lining. I've got the doweling done with a gold leaf, catch the dowels in with a gold leaf, which looks canny, it's a little bit different. So the next job on the backboard is to mark the ribbon out. Side rails is all lined up now. I've just got the green line to go on them, and then that's them finished on the outside. I've just got a single line to go around on the inside of them, and then they're ready to varnish and store. Well, I've got all the gold leafing done on the shafts, varnished up. So now, as you can see, I'm turning the gold leaf lines into rope. So I can get them done tonight. I can get the shafts up onto the top of the bench and start with the footboard. We have getting a canny bit of the gold leafing done on the backboard on the outside, and I'm getting the scroll into primer. So look, tomorrow I'll get all the loose gold leaf brushed off, varnished, ready to put the line around it, and I might get a bit gloss paint onto the ribbon. The shafts is all lined up now, just a little bit more line to go onto them, and then the footboards to scroll with a gold leaf and line and varnish, and that's the shafts finished. I've also getting the insides of both the side rails done with a gold line, so there's only a double green line to go on them, and then they're finished. Getting a bit further on, I've getting the shafts 90% finished. The footboards are lined now, the scrolls is gold leaf lined and highlighted with a white. I've got them to shade, and then a bit highlights into the shading, and that's the footboard finished. And there's only the outside line to go and doing the shafts on the side, and the shafts is completely finished, and they'll be put in another van for storage. The side rails is completely finished now, so they're ready to go in the van for storage, and the next time I'll see them is when we're building it up. I've also getting all the scroll work onto the backboard. Some of it I've getting finished, as you can see, with the shading and the little bits of crown derby and that. And I've getting all the gold leaf onto the ribbon, and all the other scrolls done with the gold leaf on the backboard. So tomorrow it's just to brush all the loose gold leaf off and get on with the lining, and then that's this side of the backboard, just the lettering to do on the ribbon, and then that's this side. Well, I've getting the shafts finished. They're completely finished now, ready to put into storage. They're already now varnished up, completely finished. And the pan box is completely finished as well, so that's ready to go into storage in the back of my van, as is both the side rails. I'm also getting a start with the inside of the inside of the backboard. I've got the grain panels done, and I've started with a scroll work, so that's a good start on the inside of the backboard. So, the outside of the backboard's finished now, apart from two little pieces that's got to go into the ends of the ribbon. As you can see, there's a note on them at the minute, but John Townsley was down last night and he wants us to fit a couple of roses into there, and then that'll be the backboard on the outside completely finished in now. So the job's gone champion. He was down last night having a look at it, and he's over the moon. So if he's pleased, I'm pleased. I'm just done putting the last touches onto the shafts before they are completely done. Which is the lining down the side of the shaft, so that kind of get done in the shed. So once they are done, Stevie's going to build all the metal work up onto it, onto the shafts, and then they'll be stored away in my van, and they'll never be up my van anymore till we're actually building the rolling. I'm getting all the gold leaf onto the inside of the backboard today, and it's just ready to dust off and varnish and line, and then that's the backboard completely finished. We've also pulled the front end off the rolly, the locks off there, the axle and springs, and the two front wheels. So I've got plenty to go. Getting the leaf on the backboard all trimmed off the other day, so that's ready to line. There's very little more to do on the backboard. I've also getting a tiny bit of the pieces coated up. The wheels and the wheels has had the primer and 2 undercoats, so they're ready to put a coat of yellow gloss on, as is the axle and spring. Where the backboard's completely finished now. All the paintwork's done on it, all the shading, the rope work, the highlights and everything. So that's the back of the backboard and it's all completed. The only thing to do on there now is the varnishing. The wheels is all coated up now, ready to gloss. I've had the primer and 2 undercoats, so they're ready to gloss. The axle blocks ready to gloss now. And the springs, they're all ready to paint with the yellow gloss. I'm going to start with a lock. As you can see, I'm getting the lock all coated up. But it wants another coat of undercoat tomorrow, like. And then that's ready to gloss. The backboard finished now. It's been varnished up there. I'll just let it settle now before I put it back in the shade. And I can get on with all that pieces. That's the start of the gold leafing. I've getting the front axle all gold leafed up the day, and some of the scallops done. And I'm also getting the first coat of yellow gloss onto them. There's one wheel glossed up now. It's had a couple of coats of gloss, as you can see. It's shining like glass, so that's ready to line. And the other one's fully undercoated, it's ready to gloss. Getting a tiny bit done to the axle block, as you can see. I'm getting some colours onto that and it's looking champion. I've also lined half of the spring tops, getting them lined and roped. So I'll get that turned around tomorrow and do the other side. I've getting the insides of the wheels done with the one colour there. So I've got them to go at tomorrow. And then they're done on the inside. And I'll also get 90% of the lock glossed up. I've got the other side of that to do, and that's ready to go out with the gold leaf and the lining. So it's gone well underway now. The insides of the wheels scrolled and lined as planned. One's finished and one's half done. They're ready to turn around tomorrow, and I'll start with a gold leafing on the front of the wheel. I've also getting the gold onto the top of the spring on what I hadn't gotten done. I've lined a few of the gold leaf scallops on the axle block, and I've getting all the gold leafing and colours finished along the middle of the axle block. So now there's only the blocks themselves to line and scroll, and then that'll be the axle. Getting the front axle block and springs completely finished now, so I'm going to stash them. And then concentrate on the other pieces that I've got in the shade. As you can see, I've made a start with the lock. I'm getting a tiny bit done to the lock. I'm getting all the gold leaf on one side of it, lined the gold leaf, and I'm starting to put the black lines on it now. So that's it to date. Well, this is all the gold leafing's done on the outside of that wheel. So it's the brush off the mortar and varnish, and I'm making start with the lining on that.
Now the final song from Jerry and the Pacemakers, the final hit of the 60s, it was still 1965, and this was the final hit except when they re-released You'll Never Walk Alone, which was in 2010. This is Walk Hand in Hand.
I've getting the outside rim done on one of the wheels, the nav's done, and the ends of the spokes is done. There's just the spokes left to do on that one. And I've getting the spokes done, roped up on the other wheel. So there's the outside rim to do on that. And I've also getting all of the gold leafing done on the lock. So that's the brush off the mirror, varnish, and then start and line. So I'm about halfway through with the lock now anyway.